大家好，我是凯瑞。
I'm a musician who also likes to write and who also sings.
I'm Henry Zhang from Agriculture. I'm the co-founder and the operation director.
I'm Han, artist director of Agriculture.
My name is Jin. I'm an artist and social creative.
I'm going to be a British Council and PRS for Music Foundation musician in residence in Chengzhou in China. I haven't been to, anywhere in the eastern part of the world really, and so that's really exciting for me. And so for it to be such a different culture is going to be really fantastic and really eye-opening, I think. It's about trying to build relationships between British music and British musicians and Chinese music and Chinese musicians. I think the best way for people to, in any part of the world, to understand people in a different part of the world is through cultural exchange, is through understanding.
For me, art is to communicate with others, especially in the West. I realize people don't quite understand the whole of China, and I find art is a very powerful tool to reach out to people and to challenge perceptions of China.
It's not very difficult to make British people understand the Chinese art, but there are some differences in the culture. For the past few years, I noticed that there were lots of talented artists in China. They struggle to open the global market. So we specialized in this area, help them to present their artwork in the way that the international audience can accept and appreciate.
18 years ago in China, art was not has a lot of social value. But now, if you go back to China, it changed dramatically. China has one of the biggest art markets in the world. It's very profitable. So I think the perception is changing.
Because Chinese art is very new in the whole art market, but it's growing so fast. People here are also very interested about the Chinese art or also Oriental art. That's why I think a few years ago, Yayoi Kusama was the biggest exhibition in London, and this year is a Chinese artist.
We organized the Art of China Gallery in Hanoi Festival past 2 years.
We are looking for some iconic festival to introduce our art of China, and at that moment, the Hanoi Festival is also interested to present. Because it's quite an iconic British festival, then through the UKPI, our collaboration happened naturally.
Hanoi Festival is a really unique one. It has more than 30 years history. There are a variety of artistic forms like main stage performance, art galleries. Luckily, we received a massive positive feedback from not just the audience, but also from the press. We found that more and more people go to China and come back from China. They tend to have more sense about Chinese art. So we have a great opportunity to introduce Chinese artwork, the Chinese culture to the British people.
Because of the exchange, I think you will see more collaboration in the future. So this is only 1 year. Actually, every year there's more of a collaboration, there's more of an exchange going on. And that was actually just the start of the whole program. So even though they have a huge diversity population, they don't really venture out in different areas that doesn't belong to their own community. And this project really brought people together, and that's what's so special.
few years ago, I don't think the Chinese Economic Party was getting a lot of attention, but for the cultural aspect, I don't think the general audiences are very aware of it. Then with more continuous exposure, I think the audience are very tempted to get to know various elements of China. Actually, more than 60%, 70% of the audience are local people, which was very encouraging. So then you can see the exchange, communication.
At the beginning, we thought to promote Chinese art in Britain would be quite difficult. But actually, during the year of UK-China cultural exchange, we found that there were lots of opportunities and also lots of support from both governments. Definitely, we want to continue the momentum from 2015 and to yield another successful year in 2016.
For 2016, the word will be exploration and change. First of all, change because the relationship between Britain and China has changed dramatically and get better throughout time. So this is absolutely going to influence art and culture. And then for exploration, as I said, going back to China, working on the factory girl project and another generation of young women are exciting and so it's explore their lives. In the Western media, there is a lot of talk about factory girls and how they change the world. There's a huge story that they do not know, and that's why I wanted to tell them by doing art, share their thoughts, share their experience.
In this country, people are much more aware of China these days as a rising global entity, you know. I found it really interesting when I started doing my Mandarin classes that I just did for a few weeks. The reason that everybody was learning Mandarin, so mine was because I'm going on this, this residency, and most people it's because in their workplace they were, working with a lot of people in China, and they want to just be able to communicate and just be able to say some basics, and so that just sort of makes me realise that actually. A lot of people are very aware that it's very important to make more links with China because China is a rising power. I studied a bit of Japanese music at university, mostly music theatre, kabuki style and the no style, and just sort of through that I was a little bit aware of Chinese music theatre styles, but I know that there are lots of different ones, so where I'm going in the Henan region there's the Yu opera, which I don't really know anything about and which I hope to find out about. The ash and the hazel shall morning say, my bonny cuckoo, don't go away. People like me and the people I work with in London and in the UK are really interested in really mixing up styles. So I like trained classically, but I do bits of folk music and jazz and improvisation and theatre and mix it all together. And my impression, though maybe I'll be proved wrong, is that perhaps in China, and I certainly know Japan as well, that sometimes the genres are quite separate. So it would be really fun if I can be someone who's like in the middle of that, who maybe brings 2 or 3 musicians who wouldn't normally work together to work together with me. I really hope that by my 5-week stay in China that I think I'm going to discover a lot about myself, because I'm going on my own, and so I'm going to really have to think about who I am and what I want from this experience and ways to sort of represent myself and represent my country, and so I think self-discovery sort of hopefully encapsulates that. The art and stories and music, I just think it's we all do these things. We all create music and art as a way of expressing ourselves, and although there are always going to be differences, I think it's a way in which people can really meet, because I'm just starting to learn Mandarin and it's a very hard language, and music is a language that I can communicate in, so I think it's important for everyone around the world, not just China and the UK, but everyone to be able to understand each other better. She loves the summer and she hates the rain. Woo!